here we go. Hey, everybody!
Hey, welcome back to Power Trip Gaming Retrospective.
What's going on, man? Fucking me and Paul are embracing No Shave November.
That's right.
Did you know the whole purpose of No Shave November
This is for cancer awareness.
Cancer awareness.
Yeah,
You're supposed to not shave and then donate all of your shaving supplies that you, or the money
that you would have paid for shaving supplies towards
Cancer
breast cancer, any kind of cancer research. So
Did you also know this month is also called Movember with an M?
I did know that.
Yeah?
Movember.
Mustaches. Raising men's awareness, I guess, for men's health issues, such as men's suicide. I didn't realize there was a difference.
Probably prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer and other man-related illnesses.
Yep.
Such as Power Trip Gaming.
Yes. Correct.
But we're talking about Friday the fucking 13th.
We are talking about Friday the 13th.
By the dreaded company LJN.
And that's where I gotta stop you. That's where I gotta stop you. You
Shoot, LJN
asshole.
November. Right.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
LJN.
Yes, go on, man. Go on your tirade. I got stuff to drink.
Good. Okay, so let's get something straight.
Let
guys.
the record show.
Let the record show. LJN, yes, they published some crappy games.
Horrid games.
Horrid games. The only thing that they are guilty of is hiring out developers to create their games that did not know what the hell they were doing.
Which is
weird.
is
True.
Well, it's true, but it's strange to say because the companies they got most of the time were, well, now they are very reputable.
Yes. So
Figure that one out.
So LJN, while it takes a lot of heat for saying, oh, okay, LJN, they were a bad developer, they didn't develop a single game that they had. They were a toy company that wanted to get into the market of video games. And so that's why they became a developer, or that's why they became a publisher of Nintendo games.
They were just the money, man.
They didn't develop anything themselves. They did not have the know-how, and so what they did was they licensed it out, or they subcontracted it out to other developers. So, like, in the case of Nightmare on Elm Street, they had gotten Rare to do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so maybe the team that Rare gave to them for Nightmare on Elm Street wasn't their A-team. Well, in the case of Friday the 13th, guess what? Atlas was the company that developed this game. Atlas.
Ouch, my ego.
Your lovely Atlas, which is now one of those stellar companies that everybody...
JRPG Titan.
Exactly. They are a titan. Everybody has nothing but good things to say. Well, guess what? Look it up. This game was developed by Atlas.
Holy shit.
Absolute shit show.
And this game is panned hard.
It is panned by just about everybody.
6th worst game.
It was listed, it was listed by Nintendo Power in a 1997 issue as the 6th worst Nintendo game ever created.
Which I will steadfastly argue. There's worse than Friday the 13th.
I would argue that too, tooth and claw, because there are a lot worse out there. Anything that was done by Radical Entertainment is just absolutely just terrible.
Yeah.
They were an absolutely shitty company.
So remember that when you see LJN.
Remember that. Stop. Don't fall victim. And Angry Video Game Nerd, I love him. I think he's a really funny guy, but I think he put the wrong message into a lot of people's heads by saying that everything LJN did was absolute shit because
they didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything. They were literally a publisher who wanted to make money. That was it. They didn't develop these games themselves. They did not make them.
Do you think there was some degree of responsibility by LJN to say, this game is shit, you need to fix it?
In a sense.
Or do you think they just threw money at it and said, whatever happens, happens? It's weird to think.
It's a fine line to walk, because what they also kind of fell victim to is that if you take like a company, like you get a subcontractor that's Rare, and Rare was putting out some pretty good stuff. Yes, they had some crappy titles as well too, but they put out some really good stuff. So I mean, Atlas, Yeah, maybe in the early days, Atlas sucked as a game company, but I mean, they really got their footing and they did much better. How are you? It's almost like, okay, we want the best game developers that are out there, so we're gonna get Rare, and then you get crap. Well, I mean,
Was it Terminator Rare or was that Bethesda?
That was Bethesda.
Ooh!
That was
What a kick in the nuts. Bethesda.
Yeah.
Terminator. Ouch!
But yeah, it's. I mean, they maybe they didn't do their due diligence to then once the game was made, play through it and see, okay, this game is absolutely crap. But then at that same time, if they did that, then basically the game company would have to go, or the developer would have to go back to it. They'd probably have to throw more money at it in order to fix the problem. So they weren't in that market. They didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, or they didn't want to spend more than they had to in order to make the game. They just wanted to make as much money as they could. So
yeah, I have a feeling that's pretty much what it came down to, is how much can we sink into this before we're losing.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe they're just like,
so they just so their hands were tied behind their backs too, because
better than Atari. Maybe that's all they were going for.
Maybe.
But I mean, to be honest, Friday the 13th. Well, we'll get into it.
So that's my tirade. So.
Yeah, and it's a worthy cause, I feel. I mean, there's a lot of companies that are more to blame than LJN.
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of LJN titles to go through. So
yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's jump into this one. So, Friday the 13th. Give me that difficulty, bitch.
Difficulty, I gotta give it middle of the road. I think it's gonna be a 5. Maybe I could see a 6, but I would be leaning towards a 5. Because there are ways, yes, Jason can get very difficult, and he can get very difficult, but there are ways to deal with him that are easier than other ways. What?
I'm gonna go. Are you good? That's your spiel.
I mean, that's how I feel about the difficulty. Okay. Maybe. Do I up?
Now I got you second guessing.
Do I up it to a 6?
I'm gonna vote for a 6, because let's face it, when you play this game, you have no fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It gives you zero context.
That's true.
Jason comes out and just annihilates your sorry ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you have the counselors with various speeds and jumping ability, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Kids are in trouble. I'm at the lake and I'm getting hit by stuff I can't avoid. This game's a shit show. Now that I think about it.
It's okay.
There's so many, like, nothing is explained to you. You get a lighter, but you don't know what for. They tell you to light fireplaces, you're like, where the fuck are those? What do they do? You find notes. It's weird. I mean, I played this game as a kid with no context. I didn't get far.
No.
I played it as an adult. Did not get far, even with better cognitive ability. I couldn't figure this game out without help.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
Well, and it's funny, too, because still to this day, like, even during our playthrough, I refused to go into the woods. Because I didn't want to get lost.
Why would you? There's nothing in the woods.
There is nothing in the woods. There might be some more, like, medicine and stuff, but, I mean, you're dealing with wolves. You could potentially run into Jason, but...
Just get lost?
Yeah, you get lost, and then, I mean, you're
There goes that counselor.
Yeah, exactly.
Send in, George. Poor George.
Poor George.
But I mean, this game is it's really difficult to figure out. It's cryptic as hell.
It is very cryptic, and I think that's where a lot of people are turned away from this.
Absolutely. Is
that there's really no explanation on what to do. It's you have to beat Jason. You have to save the kids. You don't want to lose your counselors, but you need special weapons in order to do that. And nothing is explained. The map is so counterintuitive because
the map's
I constantly had to keep pausing the screen to see which direction I was traveling because you'd think that you were moving in one direction when you're actually moving in the other direction. So it really just got frustrating in that regard. So
yeah, the map perspective made no sense.
Yeah, so I think you're right with the difficulty being a 6. I think it should be above that middle mark.
But the reason I don't give it higher is because once you do figure it out, The game's really pretty simple.
It's actually pretty simple.
Jason's a freaking joke.
And it's pretty fast, too.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, once you get him down, he's like a little pudding pop in your hand. You just chase him around the map and throw shit at him, and he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, you really...
I was going to say, that's
he's
the
easy
way
to avoid. Like,
well...
He's easy to dodge in the fighting scenes.
Not
you figured it out.
Not in that level 3 difficulty.
No?
Like,
I don't know, you figured it out
after you
pretty
kill
well.
him twice. No, because I killed him on the map.
Oh,
on the map screen. That's the easy way to do it, though. So
yeah.
And faster way to do it, so...
Especially once you get the sweater and the torch or whatever the fuck you get.
The matchstick.
How is it a matchstick?
It looks like a matchstick.
So it's actually
it's called it's actually a torch.
I hate you.
It's actually a torch.
But I mean, the game's once you figure it out, it's a cakewalk.
Yeah.
I would say. Well, maybe not.
I wouldn't say a cakewalk, but it's definitely.
It's not hard.
It's easier to navigate for yourself.
So if you have a buddy who knows what they're doing and they kind of guide you through it, you can find your way through this game pretty easily.
Very easily.
That's why I kept it at a 6.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for that. I mean,
right.
the jumping sucks. Your attack sucks. Thriller zombies. And whatever the fuck.
Well, let's go into the fun then. What would you give this?
Fuck.
What would you give this for fun?
There's really not many redeeming factors of the game. Music is maybe a 3-second loop. Maybe like 5 seconds. And then when you fight Jason, like that's
Please
it.
Stop.
That's all there is. There's like 3 songs in the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
And there's, I mean... Oh yeah, the 2, yeah. So I mean, there's really nothing. The controls suck. When you're rowing the boat to get to the kids in the lake, fuck them. Just let them die. He probably won't even go there anymore. That's actually what you could have done. Just let him kill the kids in the lake. No?
They'll be bad.
They keep popping up.
Yeah, they do.
Stop going to the lake. But I mean, you get hit by him. There's no way to avoid him. Mm-hmm. Zombies will pop up right under you. Birds will swoop, and there's nothing you can do. You just row your little boat, take it in the face. And that's it. I mean, to be honest, fun for me, this game's like a fucking 2. Maybe a 3. It's frustrating as all hell to try and play.
So I give this game, I'll give it a 3 for fun. It's extremely frustrating. So the music, as Andy has pointed out, sucks. Mm-hmm. There is literally a 5-second loop throughout the entire duration of the game, and it gets annoying.
It's bad.
It really just kind of grates on you until it just rubs you fucking raw. And the mechanics of the game, the jumps can be really just annoying. Unless you have one of the characters who can jump like over a fucking house. But you start off with rocks, which conveniently arc in a motion where if you're standing too close to an enemy, you're not going to hit them because it arcs over them.
Right over them.
Right over them.
Great.
Then you can get a knife, which is a little bit stronger, but at least it goes in like in a straight line, basically.
Yeah. Then you can get a machete.
When you jump, yes, you can get a machete. But
I don't think you ever did.
I didn't, because the torch is much more powerful.
Yeah.
And then you can also find like hidden items by jumping around, like medicines and stuff like that. However, once you get the torch, you basically don't want to jump anymore, because you may ultimately find a hidden knife, and once you get that knife, it doesn't matter if you have a more powerful weapon, it will automatically replace your powerful weapon with the knife.
Ouch.
So all the work that you did to get your torch, you lose it. So there were very frustrating aspects of the game.
Absolutely.
Very frustrating aspects.
Yeah, I just don't...
The dodging inside the cabins when you encounter Jason it's doable. Kind of reminds me of almost like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. But like I said, in that third section, I guess, after you take him out twice and then you fight him, it's borderline unfair. Because by the time you go down, he's actually punching you twice, And by the time you come up, it's like it times it perfectly so that his fist, like you basically move right into his fist.
You pretty much had it down pat where you dodged literally at the last second to where you avoid both of his punches.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what you have to do.
Yeah, so it's tough. The point where I give this game a few redeeming factors is I do like the environment in the sense that it does take place in the woods, in and around like a camp-ish area, and you've even got a lake. So I mean, it really played that source material well. I like the transitions of how you go from full like daytime to sunset to then nighttime. I think it's actually a very smooth transition too. It's not like Simon's Quest where it's constantly bombarding you with saying like, "Oh, guess what? It's gonna be nighttime."
Did the night and day really even matter?
It did for the amount of enemies you face and the type of enemies that you encounter.
Oh,
yeah.
So
it actually did. So it actually did make a minor difference.
Huh.
But I also like the fact that Jason's mother, or the decapitated head, is there you go.
Just the head. The head was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean that was actually straight out of Friday the 13th 2, Part 2, where you actually
you didn't beat up the head.
No, you didn't beat up the head, but the sweater that you get at the after beating the head was straight out of Part 2.
Yeah. It's hard.
I don't even know if you could say that this had, because some people will say that this is a survival horror game. It's really not survival horror. It's yes, you're getting chased around by Jason, but at the same time you're trying to really kind of hunt him down. And it's not like there's a weapons shortage or anything like that. You're always getting bombarded with knives, and once you have the torch, you really don't need anything else, and you have unlimited use of that weapon. So I don't even know if you could really call this a survival horror.
The survival horror is just trying to figure it out.
It is basically. So I mean, there's a few things that I do like that they incorporated from the movies. Obviously, the opening screen is ripped right from Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. Or actually, I'm not even sure if it's considered Part 4. It's just Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
So 3, yeah.
Paul sucks.
Oh yeah, Paul's pretty bad in the game.
Yeah, no, he's bad.
Paul and George both kind of suck.
And George
who was
terrible.
the girl who was bad?
I don't remember. Chrissy was the good one.
There's Chrissy, Debbie, and...
Oh, Debbie sucked,
I think it was Debbie. Debbie was the female George.
Yeah. And Mark and Chrissy are the only two characters you ever want to use for this game.
Beef them up.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't even know, man.
There's really not much to say about this game. It's not great. It's not great.
It's a hard one.
So, is it worth it?
Fuck.
What did I pay for this game?
What did you pay for this?
I believe this game I actually got from a friend of mine, so I did not have to actually pay for it.
Hey!
Yeah. I didn't get it from you, though.
Oh.
I got it from somebody else.
God damn it. You have other friends?
I do. I'm sorry.
Fuck! Sorry. It's alright. I forgive you.
How much does this game go for, though?
$9.
Wow.
$9 for this game. Is it worth it? I don't know.
Honestly, if you're
buy
trying
TMNT.
Honestly, yeah, there's a lot better for $9 out there. If you're looking for a different kind of game, I mean, yeah, there weren't many games quite like this one on the Nintendo.
Nah.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing.
That's definitely not a bad thing.
But if you're looking for something new, maybe I would consider it. But if you're looking for something that you're just gonna have fun with and be able to pick up and enjoy the second you start playing it, honestly, it's not worth it.
This one,
it's not worth it.
This is not a pick up and you're gonna enjoy yourself kind of game. This is a game you have to dedicate a little time to figure it out. Yeah. You know, to get your bearings and just do your thing if you want to beat it. Because I mean, really, why would you pick it up just to play it for like 10 minutes? You
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Honestly, no.
I mean, it's just rough. It's a rough game. Doesn't look great. Fuck.
Yeah,
It's making me depressed just thinking about it.
I know.
This
I know.
game blows.
So it's not worth it.
No,
Not
not
worth
worth it.
Yeah.
So there you go. 6 for
Alright.
difficulty, 3 for fun. Not worth it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Done. All right. Well, thank you. So remember, hit us up on Facebook.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Check out PowerTripGaming.tv. It takes you right to our channel. The link is in the description. Watch our playthrough of Friday the 13th because we actually do have a prologue to our videos because I did fail the first time I played this game and
Paul
I
failed.
gave up.
Paul gave up.
And then
It was pretty funny.
I trained like Rocky Balboa, and like I was going up against Apollo Creed the second time, and then boom, I knocked him out. Only it wasn't Apollo Creed; it was Jason Voorhees, and I knocked him out.
You did, man. It was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good job, man. I
Yeah.
was really proud of you.
I did it.
The game sucks.
I done did.
Still wasn't good to
Yeah,
watch.
no, it's it, but yeah.
Or good to enjoy. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No, I don't.
2 ellipses. That's all I know.
Yeah.
They just put 2 dots, 2 ellipses. I don't know.
Will he be back? ...
Yeah, is he? Is he dead? Whatever the fuck.
We're not telling.
Next time on Power Trip Gaming Retrospective.
We'll review something.
Probably better.
We'll review something better. You don't want to give up on that, huh? Review something better.
No.